That's it. The legendary Prince of Darkness is no longer with us. And no, I really wish it was another stupid hoax social media occasionally throw at us, but sadly this time it's real, and this time it is true. Ozzy Osbourne has passed away at the age of 76. And honestly, it feels insane just saying this out loud. Just weeks after what turned out to be his final performance on stage with the original Black Sabbath lineup in Birmingham, the man who helped create heavy metal as we know it is gone. And whether you love the wild, bad bite in headlines or just quietly cherish No More Tears on repeat, Ozzy Osbourne's impact on rock and metal music is immeasurable. And today, the entire world, both enemies and friends, just feel that loss.
I hate to see you cry.
According to the official statement from the Osbourne family, Ozzy passed away peacefully at home, surrounded by his loved ones. And although thinking back about it, well, your mind says that, hey, we all saw that coming. As yes, we've all of course known about his serious health battles for years now, including Parkinson's disease, spinal injuries, and the aftermath of a terrible fall in 2019. I don't know about you, but at least to me, somehow it still felt like Ozzy would go on forever. Because, come on, Ozzy wasn't just another metal singer. He was a force, a survivor of everything that would have destroyed 10 other people. But I guess today, the day has finally come. And what makes it hit even harder is that it happens just weeks after we all witnessed what would become Ozzy's actual final performance, the bittersweet night in Birmingham, his hometown, where he took the stage with the original Black Sabbath lineup one last time, sitting on the throne but still owning the stage like only Ozzy could. And today, after the news came in, well, the show that was called Back to the Beginning actually feels like the end, and much more so than the actual show that was called that. And you know what? There was so many freaking speculations going on about the entire Back to the Beginning concert being another money grab, and that Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne did that specifically to make a lot of money out of that last gig. But you know what? Today, I hope that everyone freaking understands that what Ozzy said about him dreaming about performing one last time in front of his loyal fans was actually true. And the show that raised $190 million for charity, with no artist benefiting from it whatsoever, was an actual final bow and the last ever goodbye, thank you, and a gift from the legendary Prince of Darkness to all of us heavy metal fans and to everyone around the world. Even those who actually hated the guy, no matter what anyone may say. But the craziest thing is that this news came as a shock even to those who seem to be very close to Ozzy. As in addition to gazillion tributes which started pouring in from all of the different parts of the world, starting with Metallica and ending with pop artists around the globe, even Ozzy's bandmate Tony Iommi in his statement said that he was absolutely shocked to hear about the death of the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. And even more, he simply cannot believe that this happened just weeks after the now legendary Back to the Beginning concert. Which, looking back at it now, I hope that even the biggest skeptics would agree that it was one of the most emotional and one of the most important events in the history of heavy metal. And after today's news, possibly even more so. And here's the thing, guys, the reason I didn't post this video several hours ago when I just found out about this news is pretty much exactly the same as the reason for the entourage behind me, which is very different from the one most of you are used to seeing me in. As I actually started my lone travels to make a huge surprise for you guys, and I'm going to see Iron Maiden, and I was going to do a special, surprise footage for you from the Frankfurt concert. But the thing is that none of this even seems to be important at the moment. As the moment I found out about this news, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was bawling for several hours. And I just couldn't make myself put the camera in front of myself and record this video for you. As the thing is that it is one of those news that you knew, was coming sometime in the future, but the moment it came, well, I don't know, it hit me way harder than I actually ever thought it would. As for all of us heavy metal fans, Ozzy Osbourne has always been much more than just an epic singer or a great showman. Ozzy was the first voice of heavy metal, and he will forever remain such. And that's exactly why he simply cannot be replicated or repeated. There was only one Ozzy Osbourne, and there will forever remain just one Prince of Darkness, as it was Ozzy Osbourne, who first together with Black Sabbath and later on as a solo artist, who changed our perception about what rock and roll and heavy metal can be and helped shape in our favorite genre as we know it today.
In the end, disaster happens. It's inevitable.
But at the same time, after sobbing for several hours and talking to quite a lot of my friends about Ozzy Osbourne, his legacy, and about the way that I feel this emptiness inside of me, I came to a realization that it might actually be a rather selfish way of processing this news. As the thing is that, as I already said, right now I think pretty much everyone understands that Back to the Beginning was much more than just a lost concert for Ozzy Osbourne. He lived and breathed everything about that show for the past several years now. In pretty much every interview he gave in the last couple of years, he was talking about how he dreams about going up on the stage and performing one last time for his loyal fan base around the world. Time after time, he continuously said that all he wants for the remainder of his life is to give one last concert and perform one last time the songs that made him who he is for all of us. And after he has done the impossible, reuniting the band that we never thought would come back on the stage together one last time, and given a final emotional bow for his loyal fan base around the world who came together in a celebration of everything Black Sabbath and everything Ozzy Osbourne, both at the Villa Stadium in Birmingham and watching the Back to the Beginning concert around the globe, and having the entire world buzzing about how this became the biggest charity concert in the history of heavy metal, he did the most rock and roll thing you can possibly think of.
Hello there.
How are you?
Fine.
And you know what? I actually think that him and his lifelong friend Lemmy Kilmister are actually having quite a laugh at all of us, watching us all sob for the craziest rock and roller in the world who left this world in the most rock and roll way possible. And yes, I do understand that maybe it is just a defense mechanism that I created for myself after a couple of hours of simply sobbing about this news. But you know what? At least right now, I actually think that instead of crying into our pillows, the best way to honor the legendary Ozzy Osbourne for all of us would be to freaking blast Crazy Train or blast Paranoid as loud as we can. Headbang into some of the greatest music ever written in the history of mankind right in your living room or in a hotel room like I am right now. And instead of just feeling sorry for ourselves, celebrating the amazing legacy that the legendary Ozzy Osbourne left for us. So yeah, see you on the other side, Prince of Darkness.